This video is to show how the new classwork option for Sensei works. I'm going to log in as test user, test Sensei, and as you can see, there are multiple options available for Sensei. Here I'm going to select classwork report and pick a class, Saturday 4 to 5 p.m. And for this particular class, there are two students, ZZ test 0 and ZZ test 2. And on this side, I'm going to log in as ZZ01. And when the student clicks set start practice, they can select classwork. So if the student selects classwork, now there are no assignments available for the student. So now the student can, once the student logs in, can be told by the sensei to create new assignments automatically. So the student, upon instruction from the sensei, taps on create new. As soon as the student taps on create new, you can notice here that for the sensei, it gets reflected that new assignments have been created and none of them have been attempted. Everything is 0/0. 0 here is number of correct problems out of number of attempted problems. That's what these two numbers signify. So for this student, since this student Abacutor test has logged in, the student has created new assignments and those assignments show up, yet the student will not be able to select an assignment to work on, and that is controlled by the sensei. Assuming the other students also logged in and they have also tapped on create new button, everybody will be in this screen with assignments created and showing up here in gray, all 0/0s. Now it is the responsibility of the sensei to bring the students together to start the assignments at the same time. So the sensei can instruct the students to be in the classwork screen with all the assignments listed corresponding to their levels listed here as soon as they tapped on create new. Now, depending on which category and subject or abacus or anzan versus and multiplication, division or addition the sensei wants to start on, the sensei can press the header button on the top here which says abacus multiplication, abacus division, abacus addition and so on, to let the students start the corresponding assignments automatically. So in this case, I'm going to, as a sensei, click on abacus multiplication. That results in the student screen automatically going to that assignment with the problem number 1 shown. So now the student can answer this question, and right now I'm going to answer an incorrect answer here, and that completes that particular problem, and the student clicks next. And as you can see here in the sensei screen, the answer gets reflected, or the assignment status gets reflected, showing that one problem has been attempted, out of which 0 is correct. So it's 0 out of 1. And the green basically indicates that the student is currently working on that particular assignment, and that is what is shown in here. Now for this second problem, let's say the student answers it correctly by entering the question answer, and now student sees that it is correct, and you can see that the number of assignment for the number of the problems correct is now updated for the sensei, showing 1 out of 2 is correct. Now for the third problem also, let's say if the student enters the problem answer correctly, then the number for sensei would update to 2 correct out of 3 attempted problems. And now technically the sensei can allow as much time as needed for the student to complete, or if the sensei has a specific time set up, let's say for abacus it's 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 10 minutes, whatever, and let's say now the time is up, the student is making progress, answering questions, and making all the mistakes or answering them correctly. And in order to see individual students' progress, sensei can click on the green highlighted box for that student to show the specific errors that the student has entered. So these are the errors that the student has entered. If the student enters another incorrect problem, and that automatically shows up here that it is incorrect. So there is real-time update for every student shown to the sensei as and when the students make progress. Or if the sensei wants to see for other students, sensei can hit tap on that green button for each of those individual students. Now that let's say the time is up and sensei wants to stop the assignment. So all the sensei has to do is come and click on the top headers green button here, abacus multiplication, to say stop it. So as soon as the sensei hit the stop button or on the green header button, you notice that the assignment closed automatically for the student, and the number score gets reported, as well as here the green highlighted box goes back to gray, showing that the assignment is stopped. No other assignment is in progress. And once it's in red, the sensei can click reset assignment to clear up none of the assignments, all the assignments, and can go to the next assignment. So let's say now sensei wants to do unzan multiplication. So sensei can click on unzan multiplication, and unzan multiplication automatically comes up here. Now the student can start answering the questions for unzan multiplication, and that gets reflected over here on the sensei screen. 2 out of 2 is correct, for example. So this can go on until the student wants to complete. You can make some mistakes or not. So those numbers would get updated automatically. 4 out of 6 is correct. So there was one problem that was incorrect, and so on and so forth can be checked. And this sensei wants to stop the assignment because of time running out. Sensei can click on the header green button to stop the assignment right away for all students. So if there are multiple students logged in, everybody will be kicked out of their assignments and go back to the screen here, the main screen here. Now sensei can move to another assignment, let's say unzan division, that starts up here. So this way every assignment for every student can be controlled together simultaneously for each student. Hope this was useful. So as soon as this is done, let's say the student teacher clicks tab or clicks on the top header and stops that assignment. Now all this sensei goes through each one of the assignments in order or in whatever order is required, and goes through all the assignments, And let's say right now abacus multiplication was completed, and sensei clicks on abacus multiplication again. Even though it is going to start for a is starting, or it's supposed to be starting, but since there are no abacus multiplication pending assignments available for the student did not start on another assignment. But let's say the student clicked on create new the second time, one more time, then automatically the Anjan multiplication starts, abacus multiplication starts for the student, because a new unfinished pending abacus multiplication assignment has been created now. And that's because it automatically went here, because Sensei had abacus multiplication selected as the current assignment that's in progress. Now Sensei clicks on, now you also can notice that the number of assignments for the student has now doubled. So there is currently one assignment that's in progress, but there are two assignments here available. That is also shown by each line having different numbers here. For each row in here represents each assignment, one assignment, and the numbers represent number of correct out of number of attempted. So now let's say the student is exiting that assignment because the teacher tapped on the stop assignment button on the header. Now both assignment scores are getting displayed here, and you can see that there are two assignments showing up, abacus multiplication. First one and the second one is right here. So this is how we can have, or the sensei can manage and take the class through with different assignment practices, and each student will get their own level assignments as set up in the edit student level button, or edit student level here. So for example, Z-test ZZ01 is at Anjan level 6 and abacus level 3. Z-test 2 is Anjan level 5 and abacus level 8. So when they both join the classwork, the individual levels of assignments will get created for individual students depending on their level. The main control is which category or subject, abacus or Anjan, and the problem type, which is multiplication, division, or addition. Those are the two criteria for which the assignments will start automatically for the student when the sensei clicks on the start button and stop button up above. After everything is done, before the class is adjourned or finished, at the end of the class, or after the classwork management is done, it would be good. It is recommended that sensei clicks on reset assignment to make sure that everything is grayed out here and nothing is in the stop state or the start state. Start state is green, stop state is red. So when you're done with the class, sensei is requested to or recommended to click on the reset assignment text here to make everything gray, meaning the class is all done. Hope this was useful. Feel free to call Abacutor, contact Abacutor at info@abacutor.com. If you have any questions about how the classwork option and the classwork management can happen with Abacutor with full control to Sensei, with the Sensei. In a future release, we are intending to remove this create new button from the student screen and move it to the individual students here. So accidentally students creating multiple assignments will not happen. The full control for classwork will be available with the sensei. We are working on that change and look for that change happening, coming up in in an upcoming release of Abacutor. Thank you.